Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and I want to associate myself with everything Representative Wilson just shared with this committee. I, like her, am a former educator. Actually, I am still an educator. But prior to coming to Congress, I worked in education for 20 years. I started my career as an elementary school teacher in the South Bronx before becoming a high school dean of students, before opening up my own district public school in the Northeast Bronx, where I served as principal for 10.5 years. I also have a doctorate in educational leadership, and some may consider me a scholar on education issues. Now, throughout my 20-year career, I have been hand-in-hand partners with parents throughout my entire career. So this Parent Bill of Rights is repetitive, redundant, and unnecessary. Us sitting here having this conversation is a waste of taxpayer time and money. They send us here to work on legislation that will be transformational in their lives and respond to what's needed in their lives today. We are dealing with an issue that is already on the books. School districts are governed by local school boards. School boards are governed by elected representatives of a particular district. Those elected representatives, by and large, are parents who are deciding on budget, voting on budget, deciding on curriculum, and deciding on the superintendent that will help govern the schools. This is U.S. policy. School districts are governed by local school boards. There is also something called a Parent-Teachers Association. We have a national Parent-Teachers Association. School districts have Parent-Teachers Associations, and schools have Parent-Teachers Associations who form a collaborative partnership to decide how schools are governed from budget to curriculum and the like. This is already in place. In New York City and in states, in cities and states across the country, we have something called a school leadership team. The school leadership team meets monthly, where students, parents, and teachers discuss what's happening in the school, discuss curriculum, discuss budget, and then make decisions on how to move forward as a school. So this bill is unnecessary. Parents already are an essential voice in education and essential partners and already have the rights that this bill seeks to put forth. There were a few times when I served as principal where a parent was uncomfortable with a book choice or an aspect of the curriculum that was being taught in a particular class. The parents, who had my cell phone number, by the way, called me, texted me, wanted to meet about the concern. We had a meeting about the concern. I heard them out. They decided to remove their child from a particular lesson or remove them from reading a book. I agreed and approved it, and it was a done deal. There was no forcing of the curriculum upon a particular student. That didn't exist for me, and that doesn't exist anywhere in this country. The other thing is this bill is divisive because, again, parents and teachers are already partners, and teachers bend over backwards and make miracles in our schools every single day with limited resources for our children that they love. So when they supported the closing of schools during a global pandemic, the first in over 100 years, they were looking to save the lives of children. What are we talking about here? And to underscore Ms. Wilson's point once again, it's like my colleagues have spent little to no time in an actual public school. And we know historically the Republican Party has demonized teachers and demonized public schools and has looked to close and shut down the U.S. Department of Education because of the stretching of, because they support local control of schools. So let's be honest with what this is. This is another attempt to attack our public school infrastructure in support of a privatization agenda. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize the gentlelady